So, Geoff, we've only got a point today. That's a little bit disappointing after dominating the game.
Yeah, we were the better team, but it's lapses of concentration, and it's something we've got to learn and get better at very quickly. Because when the sort of league table does pan out, when the better teams start to sort of gather momentum at the top, you look at these sort of games and you don't want to come to the end of the season and you lose your target or wherever by 2 points, because considering the chances we had here today and how dominant we were, we've got to clear these games up. But defensively, I thought we weren't great today, especially from set pieces, and that's really how it started. Don't get me wrong, we were cruising, and then obviously we've had 2 early subs, which never helps in terms of obviously controlling the game. But saying that, we need to see it out, especially 3-2 minutes to go. You just got to put it into a corner or just be sensible where the space is, turn them, and then we see out the game. But we haven't. We've tried to overplay and we've got caught, and it's a great free kick, no credit to them, yeah, we just got to do better with our concentration, and it's a lesson, because they were disappointed at the end, but it's not good enough at the end of the day. You got to see these games out because you don't want to get punished. And like I say, against the better teams, you will come a cropper. So it's something you really got to learn on, as I said, and just come back better, because as I say, it's 2 points dropped.
And we were, as you say, we were cruising at 2-0. Really, first half we were all over them, really.
Yeah, and then after they've got to go back from a set piece. It's a bit of lack of concentration, and we need to be better at, like I said, it's just being a bit more dominant in the air, because this league seems to be much more surrounded about set pieces. So we need to be much better at that, because if you remember the last game as well, we nearly conceded from a set piece as well. So we need to be stronger at those. But then again, it's a minute to go before half time. Can you concentrate? Can you do the right things? We conceded, then they've come in at 2-2, which is a game changer. I think if we come out 2-1, maybe it's a different game, isn't it? Because now you're managing, trying to see it out. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, really. As I said, considering the chances that we had, but it's only ourselves to blame, really. They kept going. That's where you got to give credit to them. They never stopped, but that's not our level. We know where our levels are, and we didn't really reach them today, for the whole game, really. And that's what we needed to do to see out the game.
There was obviously a lot of subs early that you maybe hoped for. Was there injuries? Or what's happened?
Injuries. So obviously Az picked up an injury from a collision in there, and then Joel, who is again outstanding up until that point, he pulled up with a hammy strain. So we can't really risk it, with so many games that come up as well so early in the season. It's not a be all win all game, so we had to make those subs quite quickly. So they took time to sort of get into the game, adjust, to the game plan, and we never really got the momentum back until sort of like the second half, where we looked like the team that was going to score and go on. But at 3-2, as you know, it's a risky score. If we get the fourth, then we're just seeing it out. But 3-2, they've always got a chance, isn't it? And then yeah, it was a bit silly. I think at times, really, it's like we let it become a basketball game with our ill discipline, and that's to do with sort of a bit of shape and a bit of know-how. And we've got sort of senior players on there who should sort of know better, really, just to get our shape in, because you're just trying to see a game out. At 3-2, we don't need to score. We just need to obviously see the game and make sure that we're covering all our bases and we're sort of hard to beat and hard to get through. So yeah, it's a shame. As I said, obviously Adam picked up a red card from that sort of pattern of play as well. And then they've put the free kick in the top corner, which is again credit to them. But look, we need to regroup. It's a disappointment. We've got another away game next week against Croydon, so all we can do is come back, put some more points on the board, and the run continues. We haven't lost, but then it feels like a loss. That's losing that, drawing so late in the game.
And how are you finding these sort of 6 games in? How are you finding the new league?
It's
differences with the Eastern counties.
I would say it's slightly a bit more physical than the Eastern counties, and I think the refs, their notion is to sort of let things go or allow a physical game. So we've got to adjust to that in terms of our players, making sure that they understand the level of the game, in terms of the intensity as well, and what's going to be allowed. And we can't sort of wait for refs, can't be protected, but we need to understand this is what it is. So can we use that to our advantage as well? You know, if the refs going to allow physical sort of confrontations and, you know, in the back and forths and stuff, so we need to be better at that. You know, especially our sort of our technical players who are used to getting maybe slightly a bit more protection. You're not going to get it in this league. So yeah, we just got to mature in that aspect, you know, and I think we will do. It's just, again, like I say, it's just a point in there, because another chance to sort of put points on the board, you know, and continue the momentum. But it's not a defeat, you know, and I said if we can go and get a win against Croydon, it's 4 points, you know, from 2, so we'll take that.
Very, very quickly, 2 people making their full debuts, Azaria and Emmanuel.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, because I think he's made a few sort of sub appearances the last couple of games and done well, so deserved this start. And then with the workload, as you say, we've got a lot of midfielders, good quality midfielders, so we're trying to rotate to prevent a situation like this with the injuries. You know, if we can sort of like rotate the legs. And he was getting into the game, and I thought he started really well. And the thing what I like about Az, he's suited to this sort of league, that physical element. He's very
tall.
Yeah. Well, and he's very aggressive. He goes into the tackle, and it means how he plays, so that's very good in terms of this league, and he played in this league before. So again, you're talking about with him and Ross as well, it's important in terms of that know-how and knowledge. And Eman, again, it didn't really, you know, deserve to come off, but again, we just wanted to change the dynamic of it. He did really well. Remember, people forget he's only 17, he's still learning, you know, up front is still sort of a new position for him, but you can see in terms of a natural, in terms of his hold-up play, we're just working on the other elements of it, and I think the rest will come together in terms of the goal scoring. That will come. So he's another one who's been coming on, making a difference, making an impact. So he deserved this start, you know, so he can, you know, have his held high, because I think, yeah, he had a really good performance playing against experienced centre backs as well that have played up and down the league. So I think he did really well today.